Good day, Doctor. We are going to present about our group assignment. Our group member is Gayatri, me, myself, Masachi, and Renuga will present this group assignment. Now I will present about the introduction. In this study, we will analyze a portfolio which consists of 5 potential stocks which selected from a different country. In this study, we choose PayPal Holdings Incorporation from USA, Yonex Coal Limited from Japan, Nestle from Switzerland, Volkswagen from Germany, and Petronas Gas Berhad from Malaysia. We use this top-down approach to analyze these 5 stocks, included economic analysis, industry analysis, fundamental analysis, and technical analysis. Next, economic analysis will be presented by Renuga.
Okay, hi, my name is Renuga. I'll be presenting the economic analysis, which is chapter 2. Okay, I will present the first company, which is the PayPal Holding, and there's a two policy, which is monetary policy and fiscal policy. Okay, I'll start with the monetary policy first. The US Congress said that the Federal Reserve's monetary policy goal is to actually maximize the employment and price stability, which is known as due delegation. The federal funds rates, the main rate managed by the Federal Reserve is actually the rate at which deposits bank charge each other to trade fund overnight to maintain preliminary balance requirements. And as an additional response to the impact of the recession in December 2012, the Federal Reserve announced an existing policy which is called as quantitative easing. And the policy actually involves buying massive amounts of financial asset to increase money supply and also to lower the long-term interest rate. Okay, next, the fiscal policy. The sources of fiscal revenue in the United States actually include tax revenue, government welfare insurance revenue, government enterprise surplus, and also the government asset income. There are actually many types of US fiscal expenditure, which is including of the defense, medical care, education, social welfare, and also the general public services. Okay, next, the following company is the Yonex. Okay, there's a two policy, which is monetary and fiscal also. Okay, for the monetary policy, it is actually concerned with the amount of money in the circulation and also the management of interest rate. The long-term policy interest rate, the bank had been providing fund through the purchase of Japanese government bonds and also other measures. The Bank of Japan, which is called as BOJ policy board members, come to a consensus of where to set the policy interest rate. Okay, next is the fiscal policy, where for Japan's recent fiscal policy, which has finally brought the national debt under control. The most shocking part of this report is actually that even in the more optimistic scenario, it is clear that the government can never realize its fiscal target of achieving a primary balance surplus. Actually, according to the Bank of Japan in 2019, it is reported that the budget for fiscal 2019 will reach 100 trillion for the first time. And if that could be avoided for the next year, it will only be a matter of time for the budget, which has been expanding steadily to reach the level of the Japan. Okay, next is Nestle. For the Nestle, monetary policy is actually conducted by the independent central banks, with the primary objective being to ensure price stability while taking due account of economic development. And the monetary policy authorities must always bear in mind that the monetary policy can only create favorable conditions for growth temporarily in the long term. Expansionary monetary policy cannot achieve a lasting stimulation of aggregate demand. Okay, for the fiscal policy is actually aimed at ensuring that expenditure and receipt are balanced over the long term. At the same time, budgetary policy has to take account of the state of the economy. Fiscal policy thus pursues a similar goal to monetary policy. The goals of fiscal and the monetary policy overlap to a large extent, which means that in normal times there should be no tension between two policies. Next will be the Volkswagen. Germany doesn't have its own money, so they cannot use their own monetary policy. Germany has to abide by what the ECB, which is the European Central Bank, says. The rising of interest rates will not affect only Germany but all the rest of the countries that are involved in the ECB, which is European Central Bank. And the bank's core business area is monetary policy. Okay, for the fiscal policy in 2010, Germany cut 14 million euros in taxes as agreed by the outstanding government condition of Christian Democrats and Social Democrats, whereby in 2011 they are aiming to cut 24 million euros in income taxes, benefiting in particular low and middle income earners as well as families. There are actually still many details to go into this plan, but regardless, the Germany's goal is to cut income taxes tremendously. Okay, last but not least, I will explain the Petronas Gas Berhad Company. For the Monetary Policy Committee, which is the MPC of Bank Negara Malaysia, decided to reduce the overnight policy rate OPR to 3.00%. The global economy continues to expand moderately, while the growth outcome for the several major economics were better than the expected during the first quarter. Underlying economic conditions continue to suggest moderation going forward. The domestic financial market have remained resilient despite periods of volatility primarily due to the global developments. For the fiscal policy can be described as two governmental actions by the government. The actions are taxation and government spending. The participation of Malaysia's government in the economy expanded further in 1980 until 1992 as it pursued an expansionary fiscal policy aimed at stimulating economic activity and sustaining growth to move on the effect of the global recession. Okay. Lastly, the path towards the fiscal consolidation is secured by the several key reform initiatives. That's all from me. Now I'll pass to my friend.
Thank you, Renuga. Now I will continue about the industry analysis. Industry analysis basically is a market assessment tool in order to evaluate the performance of businesses in against their competitor, like how they are performing compared to their compared to their competitors. So I will start with the first SWOT analysis about the PayPal Holdings Incorporations. So as we can see here, there is this is a SWOT analysis, and we can we can use the trade and also the weakness to improve the performance of the PayPal. Okay, so the next I will explain about the second company. The second company for our study is Yonex. So Yonex, basically there is a little bit of weakness, and then Yonex can use the weakness and also strength to improve the performance of the company since it is already become a strong market since they are having a strong marketing plan, so they need to do some improvement to improve their performance. So the third company would be Nestle. In Nestle is a well-known company because of its strengths, as we can see here, and also the weaknesses. There are also some weaknesses and also traits. So, as we can see, there are some competitors for Nestle. They must they must overcome those problems in order to improve their performance in future time. The next company would be Volkswagen. As we can see, the strength and also opportunity for Volkswagen is very good, and it also having some weaknesses, so they must improve their weaknesses so that they can having a good performance compared to their competitors. Last but not least, the last chosen company is Petronas Gas Berhad. As we can see, the strength of the company is very good, and also there are a lot of traits. So Petronas Gas Berhad must always overcome their weaknesses by enhance their strength and also using the opportunities as well. That's all from me. Now I will pass to the next presenter.
Good day, Doctor. I'm Jayati Siarajin. Today, I would like to continue about the chapter 4, fundamental analysis. Okay, Volkswagen Group has most total asset of 528.69 million in 2021, followed by Nestle 1.39.42 million, and Ronex is 55071 million, and Petronas Gas was 186.1 million. Volkswagen had a higher total equity, which is 146.154 million dollar, followed by Nestle, Rolex, and PayPal. Petronas Gas. Volkswagen make the most revenue, which is 250 $200 million in 2021, which Petronas had at least 5648 million dollar. Petronas had the greatest liquidity ratio of 3.64, whereas Nestle had the lowest at 0.9809. Petronas has the lowest asset turnover of 0.3, while Ronex has the highest at 1.21. Ronex has the lowest debt to ratio of 0.04, while Volkswagen was the highest with 0.7235. So Petronas Gas has the net profit was the highest at 35.21, while Volkswagen was the lowest at 5.09. So Onex was company has the highest stock ratio of 66.11 earning per share, while Petronas has the lowest at 1.01. So the next, the further um, charts have been explained in the report. Okay. Then chapter 5, technical analysis. Okay. And NACD is the following track is a track following indicate used to highlight the relationship between two security price. Calculate the substitutions the 26 period EMA from the 12 period EMA. Can alert investor to boost and brochure these debentures can help prove whether the security is overbought or oversold. MACD is the designed to reveal change in the strength, direct, momentum, and durations of the trade in a stock market price. Based on the MCDC lines, the base The best time to buy preferred stock was 24th October, 24th October, and 9th November. Best time to buy preferred stock was earlier October, whereas its late October for the Nestle is towards to the end of October. So the NSA indicate that there was no overbought or overstate in Petronas, Nestle, and PayPal, although the period, although the period. So market for Volkswagen stock slower down while the Vanex market was positive towards the stock. Okay, so the Volkswagen Petronas, so what it shows that Volkswagen Petronas gas and Nestle stock price were in a downtrend as the post of to the rest. So that's all from me. My team will continue the next.
Hello everyone, here's Ma Siqing. I will talk about the chapter 6 and chapter 7. In this slide, here is a trade record. We made 7 buys and 7 sales. The earliest buy date for stock was 3rd October for Nestle stock, while the latest date was 20th for Volkswagen stock. PayPal has the most share for buying on 4th October and the lowest on 6th October. And Petronas gas stock buying price at the lowest, while Yonex was the highest one. Selling date was from 7th October to 20th October, and Yonex stock were being sold at the highest price, while Petronas gas stock was the cheapest one. PayPal has the most stock sales. So here is our trade recording. And next step is chapter 7. Okay, chapter 7. We use the different countries and different industries for the diversification, which can effectively reduce the correlation between stocks. A low or negative correlation means that if one stock falls too much, and the gain of another stocks can make up for the loss. So we can get a good yield through this effective diversification. And from this trading, capital has a return rate of 1.71% in 20 trading days, and we totally generate a profit of around 6,000 RMB. So it can be proved that portfolio diversification reduces systematic risk effectively.